Hello, my name is Alia Rich, and I did my 10 hours of volunteering at the Tacoma Rescue Mission Adams Street Family Campus. Through this experience, I was able to meet so many awesome people that came to Washington because of a variety of reasons. One girl I met came here from the island of Maui because she wanted to study biology at the University of Puget Sound. Another girl I met moved here from Louisiana and is stationed at Fort Lewis. One of the ladies I met was involved in founding a homeless shelter down in Southern California. Another woman I met has lived in Puerto Rico, Hawaii, and California, and then her husband got stationed at Fort Lewis, but now they're looking forward to being able to move back to Hawaii and raise their children there. One of my favorite people I met was the one who lived in Puerto Rico, Hawaii, and California. She was one of the head chefs in the kitchen. Her name was Nadia. I loved her because of her positive attitude and her humor. My favorite days were the ones when it would just be me, Nadia, and a couple other people, and we would just laugh about anything when anybody messed up. One day, I got the task of hammering at the frozen corn with a knife sharpener. I would have to hammer at the frozen corn so hard to get it to separate that the corn would often fly in every direction. Nadia kept watching me and laughing, and because I was chipping at the block of corn with so much intensity. So from then on out, she started calling me Chip, which I didn't mind because that was the kind of fun relationship that we had built. A few other things I did to help her in the kitchen were folding up a laundry bin full of clean aprons and towels. This proved to be a fun little task for me because I liked organizing them by size, and I liked seeing my finished product at the very end when they were all folded in their bins on the racks. The first bonding moment that Nadia and I shared was when we made the chicken casserole. On the menu, it said that she was actually supposed to make a green bean, carrot, casserole kind of thing, but Nadia turned her nose up at it, said it sounded disgusting, and decided to add chicken. When I got there, she had already baked the chicken, so our jobs were to skin the chicken and shred the chicken off the bone, and then take the noodles out of the huge boiler they have there. And layer by layer, we'd put the noodles, chicken, and then cheese. And then another layer of noodles, chicken, cheese. I mostly found this time to be fun for me because of how well I got to know Nadia during it. I got to ask her questions about her family, her favorite food, and her favorite meals to cook, and just the background of her life. I found it really interesting, and I found out a lot of information about her. A few other things I did to help out in the kitchen were preparing a salad. And on this particular day, I realized how much they really put their leftover food to use. So I got there a little bit after lunch, and they had chili dogs that day. So there was a ton of leftover chili and hot dogs from that. So me and another girl cut up the hot dogs into little tiny slices and put them in the chili, and then stirred it all together and made another kind of form of chili that they could eat another day. And also with the salad, they gave us a bunch of leftover tomatoes and celeries to put in the salad because they wanted them to go to use before they went bad. And also on that same day, we were able to prepare a cute little dessert tray for the residents. And this was pretty fun for us because we got to organize it all to look cute with cookies and strudels and cakes and stuff like that. A few days before that, I got the task of using a cheese grater to grate the potatoes into hash browns. After a while, one of the head chefs started to notice how tired my arm was getting from holding down the cheese grater so tight. So he actually stepped in and finished my job for me, which I was incredibly thankful for because he just came over, didn't make it a big deal or anything. He just stepped in for me and gave me a new task, which ended up being cracking eggs. So they had this huge box full of 20 cartons of eggs, and I had to crack all of them, which is probably more eggs than I've cracked in my entire life. After that, I got to help put together the platters for the graduation ceremony that night. I found it really cool that they made such a big deal out of the people graduating and moving out of the house and living on their own and getting their lives together and everything, and they made a huge, nice night out of it for them, and I'm sure the people really appreciated it. I was very thankful for this opportunity that not only the Tacoma Rescue Mission gave me, but also this communications class. It was super fun for me to notice things that I've read in the chapter being played out in real life, like the leadership part of it. It was super cool to understand why I and even other volunteers would consider the head chefs, which was not their actual titles, but they were there to volunteer just like the rest of us, but those two people were seen as leaders because of their obvious knowledge about what was going on in the kitchen. They weren't getting paid or anything, they were just there as volunteers just like us. I noticed my listening process getting tested too, because I'd be giving instructions so many times that it was then that I started to really understand how important each part of the learning process is. When being told what to do by a superior, you truly need to receive the information, interpret it, be able to recall it, then evaluate and respond to what you're being told to do. Because of being given instructions so many times, I was able to notice myself practicing this listening process on a daily basis. And another thing I wanted to share with you before I wrap up this video was how fun it was to actually come in contact with another person from the communications class doing the same exact thing that I was doing. So I walked in there on the first day, and one of the supervisors talked to me and was asking me questions, trying to get to know me a little bit better, and I told her I was there for a communications project. And 10 minutes later, another girl walked in, and she was talking to her, asking her the same questions, and she said that she was there for the same communications project. So the supervisor was actually able to make the connection for us that we were in the same communications class. And this was super cool because we got to ask each other questions about the assignment and kind of clear up a few things, which was really good for me because I had a few questions and she knew exactly what she was doing, and we were able to talk about it and kind of get to know each other a little bit, and that was pretty fun. So in conclusion, I would like to thank you for assigning me this project because it was super fun, and I really look forward to going back and volunteering at the Tacoma Rescue Mission more. Alright, thank you.